it's slime time! Welcome back to my channel. Unless you're new, then a big welcome to you. This week, we are going to be testing out if the microwave cereal milk hack actually works. This was created by Squishy Things on Instagram. The ingredients that you guys will be needing will be white PVA glue. I'm using Elmer's school glue. Activator. I'm using 1 teaspoon of borax dissolved in a cup of hot water. A microwavable bowl and a 1 cup measuring cup. I'm using this glass microwavable measuring cup, and this is just perfect for me. A heat-resistant bowl and mixing utensil. Because we're going to be pouring the hot glue into this bowl, you don't want it to melt on you. And then finally, an airtight container. Your first step is to pour 1 cup of your white PVA glue into your microwavable bowl. Now, you're going to take this down to your microwave. For me, this is downstairs, so you are going to come on a little adventure down to my microwave with me. And here we are, my microwave. So I definitely recommend an adult's supervision for this because you are going to be working with boiling or very hot liquids. What you're basically going to do is microwave your glue for 60-second increments until you start to see it bubbling. The first time I microwaved it, I wasn't really seeing any change happening, so I decided to throw it in for another 60 seconds. What we're basically trying to do is evaporate all of the water out of the PVA glue to make it thicker. After the second time of microwaving, we are starting to see some bubbles. This basically means that your glue is starting to get very hot, so make sure to keep a close eye on it to make sure it doesn't bubble over the container and make a mess out of your microwave. The third time I put the glue back into the microwave, I actually had to take it out because it started to get this weird dried out layer at the top of it, and then when I started mixing it in, all the bubbles seemed to come up, so I'm guessing that layer must have held all that heat inside of the bowl. Now you're just going to keep microwaving it to finish off these 60 seconds, and I stopped it roughly at every 15 seconds to keep mixing it in between so we don't have any glue spillage in the microwave because that would not be too much fun to clean up. As you can hear me right here, I almost had one of those incidents. No. Caught it right in time. We are safe. No glue in the microwave. Victory! That was some risky business, right? But now you're just going to put it back into the microwave to finish that third round of 60 seconds, and then keep mixing in between if you need to prevent it from boiling over. Squishy Things said the longer you microwave it, the thicker it will be, so I'm pretty satisfied with the mixture we have now, so I'm just going to bring it back up to my room so we can finish filming. And we are back. Now you're going to pour your glue into your heat-resistant bowl, and do not have the camera right above the glue when you're pouring it in because the steam will fog up your lens. But right here, you are just going to go over your regular activating process, which is basically slowly adding in your activator at about a teaspoon at a time, and then mixing in between until your slime starts to pull together. The one thing that I noticed with this slime is that it took a lot more activator than normal. As you can see, I just added in a ton of activator because it wasn't pulling together at first. I'm guessing because it was so warm, but eventually it did pull together and we got this texture. So I would recommend to put this aside for about 10 minutes so it can just cool off a little bit so you won't burn your fingers if you want to try touching it. Before you stick your whole hand into the slime, just do a little poke to start off with to make sure it isn't hot and it won't burn your hands. So this is what I got after letting it sit for 10 minutes to cool off. It had a very warm feel to it and it was actually really relaxing to play with. On the other hand, texture-wise, it did seem pretty thick and very clicky when I was poking it. It also seemed to hold pretty nice bubbles as well. The one thing it did seem to be missing was glossiness, and you guys know cereal milk has to be thick and glossy. That's half of the slime. So, to fix this, you're going to place it in an airtight container for 2 to 3 days to allow all the air bubbles to rise to the top so you will have a beautiful and glossy slime. And voila! Here is the final product. So, this slime did seem pretty close to cereal milk slime. It was extremely thick and pokeable. As you can see, letting the slime sit alone for 3 days definitely allowed it to become a lot glossier. To make it seem a little bit more realistic, you could try adding in a cereal milk scent like Captain Crunch or Fruit Loops. The one thing I did notice is that it was a little bit difficult to stretch. It seemed a little bit stiff and rippable. But of course, you can always fix this with some warm water or lotion. Overall, I think it passes the test for a 1 thick bit. You guys can also be the judge of that. I will be sure to post a poll on the community section of my account so you guys can vote and see how close it is to the real thing. I do think this is a fun hack to do on a cold winter day, but I do not think it is practical to make big batches like parakeet slimes has to make. I also don't think it's the safest hack because you do have to work with pretty much boiling glue, which isn't very safe for younger kids. And then it can also get kind of messy because you have to worry about the glue boiling over in your microwave. But overall, I think it's a very fun and unique cereal milk hack. So right here, I'm just going to be comparing and contrasting a basic white glue slime that I made in the same day with the same ingredients, just minus the microwaving part. The slime on the left is the one that we didn't microwave, and then the slime on the right is the one that we did microwave. You can clearly tell that the slime on the right that we microwaved is a lot thicker. As you can see, it is sitting there and just holding its shape. They both give out fairly loud poking noises, but the slime on the left, aka the one we didn't microwave, does seem noticeably jigglier. They both seem fairly glossy, and they both seem to stretch fairly well, but the one on the right does seem slightly stiffer. It does make me think though, is the slime that we did microwave thicker because we had to add more activator because it was warmer and more melty? I don't know, I guess we'll never know. We'll leave that one a mystery. Just a disclaimer, the tutorial that I showed you guys in today's video was just inspired by Squishy Things' video. In her actual tutorial, she added clear glue and white glue, and then I think she added a weaker activator. She also decided to pour the glue into the activator instead of adding the activator to the glue. I will be sure to link all of her social media down below so you can go check out her tutorial as well. So that is it for the video. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and to hit that big red subscribe button down below and the little post notification bell right next to it. By doing this, you will become a member of the #notification squad and one of my timers. Don't forget that I will be having a face reveal at 100,000 subscribers, and I will be sure to see you guys all next week. Bye!